Hey, what's up, fam? Officially, I think that we're fine. Throwing power level numbers out the window with Seven Deadly Sins and just enjoy it while reading it for some of the action bits. Don't expect consistency with how strong characters should be. Obviously, even more after this chapter, we got freaking 201,000 Ludius Cell, whatever, Trap Angel, hard to pronounce name, somehow losing to what 168,000 Cusack, and I remember before like 30 was it 32,000 Meliodas could like trash Gallon, who was only 5,000 above him, and just like gaps in numbers like that where like the characters were able to completely humiliate them if they were even a couple percentages like larger, and that's kind of goofy that now it doesn't really no, it doesn't really matter, but whatever. We see more from Cusack. He's got like these two weird like, poke style swords, and he's fighting the Trap Angel. They're having some what looks though is some pretty good swordsmanship pages, which looks nice, look pretty cool. And they're talking about how even during the war that Cusack and Chandler didn't really participate too much, which so their strengths and whatnot are very unknown to them, which is what I thought was kind of cool, even though it's I think the characters showing up when they did with like no foreshadowing never being mentioned was a little bit kind of dumb. You think that somebody would have just mentioned them? Maybe if they did and I just didn't notice. If that's true, obviously tell me and I'll take my words back on that aspect. But the chapter for the most part was just like action between them, and then Chandler coming up and showing some of his abilities, mostly that we already knew, and the silly trap angel just like trying to attack Cusack, not doing any damage, and it's like, well, I mean, I guess you sort of tried, whatever. Even though you should have just been able to blitz and trash him. I don't know. Then we see Merlin using her exterminate ray, as well as Chandler using his, and his is way larger than hers. Hers is like it looks like a little finger hand beam, and then his is literally just like a giant chest beam. It's way bigger. And then she adds her infinity enchant onto it to make it more powerful and overpowers it. Which I'm confused by that. I'm really confused by like how is she ever gonna lose to anybody if she can be like, oh, any form of stale of confrontation. Okay, I'll just add the infinity enchant onto it and make it just way more powerful, even though they're naturally way stronger. I think that's kind of goofy. I don't know. I think Merlin is like a super Mary Sue, which is funny because I've seen people like complain about someone like Urza from Fairy Tail, but she's good at like being the little bit older sister character. She's like kind of good with people, and then she's good at combat. But that's it. Merlin just seems to be good at everything, and everything kind of works out for her. And she got her powers because the leader of the demons and the leader of the goddesses were fighting over her. They're like, she's so great. We both need her, but I want her. And then she tricks both of them, and she's got all these two OP abilities. I don't know. I think honestly, out of the seven deadly sins, Merlin is probably, though she's a interesting character, she shouldn't be a main character. She should have been someone hyped up all the way, and then you find out way later, like Merlin and Arthur come in way late in the game. Because now you have like all these inconsistencies of like Gallon when she showed up completely like she was like, oh crap, what do we do? How do we deal with this? He's so powerful. It's like, why don't you do what you're doing now? How you're you haven't trained or done anything. You're just like, oh yeah, I have these powers I forgot about. It's super goofy of what they're doing here. It's like it's if she's able to even do damage to one of these guys, then Gallon should have been no freaking problem to her. And I think that's just the like I said, the inconsistency with power levels in the series is just a bit outrageous, and you just don't pay attention to it anymore. I'm not gonna pay attention to them anymore at all, except for cases where they're so bad they're funny. But anyway, the chapter itself, like I said, inconsistencies of power levels out the ass, but there were some cool action parts and some cool panels. So we're getting that Dragon Ball levels of like, I don't know, just watch it and enjoy the action. Don't think too hard about it. But anyway, drop some comments below what you think about this chapter. I mean, what did you think about the series? It was doing so well with Maelstrom Rosa, and I really just wish they never introduced the power level system within this. I think that is what ended up kind of hurting it in a way. And that's, yeah, no, that's really all I got for this chapter. And like and favorite, subscribe if you enjoy this content. You know these reviews. Check out my other videos in mostly manga and anime. And appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.